And we're live. What is going on, everybody? My name is Nikki Smokes, joined by Bobby and Jay, and you are listening to the Smoke Show. Today, we're going to call it Wash It Wednesday.
Wash it.
I gave you Monday to cry about it. I gave you Tuesday to cry about it. Today, wash it. The game is over with. Get it out of your system. It was a bad game. Tua is still a great quarterback. This is still a great football team. Wash it. Get it out of your system and let it go. But Jay was not here. And I know a lot of you guys were in the comments. Where's Jay? Where's that Tua near? Where is he? Where is he? Well, he's here. So, Jay, I'm going to give you the next minute to minute and a half to get it all off your chest. And then I am moving on from the San Francisco game. We're done with it after these 2 minutes. Go.
All right, the defense sucked. The refs were also bad, but that doesn't take away from the fact that Tua lost us that game. He was terrible. I don't even think the 49ers defense played that well because he had guys open, and he was actually making the right reads. He was anticipating well. People are saying he can't make reads and stuff. That's wrong because he was hitting the correct guys. The issue was the accuracy. So, yeah, he was terrible. He's missing open guys. I get it. The thing for me is if that's going to be a bad game, that's good with me because we know his accuracy is not going to be an issue for the rest of the year. So if he's going to just be missing throws, I'd rather him do that now than later in the year. It's not like he was making terrible reads. The one pick, it was definitely not his fault. Obviously, Jeff Wilson fell. But it's like he was still not turning over the ball for the most part. So he was going to throw an interception. People thought he was going to go the whole year without throwing another interception. He was going to be perfect. That wasn't going to happen. I even told my other boy, I was like, yo, he's probably going to throw a pick. Like law of averages, he's going to throw one. He hasn't thrown one in 5 games. So that's fine. Tua played his worst game of the year. We move on, and we move on to the Chargers. Now, I will say the San Francisco defense is fantastic, and even though they didn't seem to play that well, I will say, like, his stat line is not great, obviously, but against the 49ers, that's something that a lot of people probably not expected, but it was going to come down to earth. So that was just expected for me, and I know I sound sick. It's crazy, but to me, it's just like worst game of the year. Let's throw it under the rug. Let's move on. Let's wash it. As we said,
wash it Wednesday. Let it go. It's all over with. Let it go. We're back.
Worst game of the year. We move on.
Quarterback. We're still a great football team. I wanted to give Jay the opportunity to talk about it, get it off his chest, because I've been cool with it since Monday. I've been cool. In fact, I was straight with it Sunday night. Obviously, I'd rather win. We didn't win. I still believe.
I'd rather beat the Chargers.
I'd
rather beat the Chargers than the Niners. For sure.
Pipe down. All right. If you guys haven't already, please hit that like button. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Both of those things are free. They don't cost you $1, and they can help this channel grow so much. And the only way it'll grow is with your help. So today's hot topic: our quarterback wins a stat. And I think they are. I think they're a testament to your quarterback. Of course, wins are a team stat. But do you think the Dolphins would have more wins this year if Skylar Thompson and Teddy Bridgewater were the quarterback? Do you think they would have 8 wins right now? No. Do you think that the Patriots would have been as good without Tom Brady at quarterback? No.
Nope.
I think your quarterback reflects your win-loss record. You look at Tom Brady and Aaron Rodgers, right? The main reason why we all say Brady's better than him is because he wins more. Rodgers has a better arm. He's got
more
better
talented
talent. He's got crazier throws. He's more athletic. He's faster with his legs than this. But we all pick Brady because he wins more. And I think they are. I think they are a quarterback stat. I really do. Because if you take the star quarterback away from that football team, however many wins they had that year, you could just start subtracting them. I'll leave it up to you to decide. But for instance, even just with the Dolphins, with and without Tua, 0-3 this year, and he just had his first loss last week against the number 1 defense in the NFL. And there's so many examples of this. Do you agree or disagree that wins are a quarterback stat?
I definitely hear your point. I think it's a huge gray area, obviously, but if I had to choose between yes and no, I would say no. I honestly would say quarterbacks are not a wins are not a quarterback stat. Although I do think the quarterback's the most important person on the team, I do think it's a team stat because your quarterback can go out there, lay an egg, defense makes up for it. Or for instance, like the Browns game the other day, their defense scored 3 touchdowns. Deshaun Watson played the worst game of all time. He looked terrible. Browns still win that game. Do I think it was a quarterback win performance? Not really. The defense won the game. Okay, for them.
But what happens when the quarterback goes out there and throws for 5 touchdowns and they lose?
Context is important. That's where it
I
comes in.
definitely think it goes both ways 100%, and that's the reason why I would say no.
Like a pitcher in the MLB, he could get stroked for 7, but if his team puts up 8, he's going to get the win for it.
No, you're right. You're 100% right, and that's how it goes in baseball. That's just why I tend to say no. I definitely think it's a gray area because it can go both ways, man. Your quarterback can go out there and throw for 7 touchdowns. Meanwhile, your defense lets up 6 and you win the game. Or your quarterback could go throw for 0. You could go return 3 kickoffs and win the game. That's why for me it can't be a stat for quarterbacks. I think it definitely in context will like highlight or be a case to like put one guy over the other. In the case of like a Rodgers, Brady, both have crazy stats, both have crazy talent. But when you're looking at them under a fine-tooth comb, you got to take the guy with more wins. So I think at the end of the day, it could be like a helpful tool in decision-making, but it's not a ultimate, this guy has this many wins, this is how good he is. I mean, look at the 49ers, man. Jimmy G goes down, they plug Brock Purdy in there, and they just keep the wagon going. That quarterback doesn't mean much in that system. They can just keep it going without a quarterback.
What do you mean? He's got the best record in 49ers history after Joe Montana.
Which is
and they've been to an NFC championship game in a Super Bowl. You think they would get there without Jimmy G?
I think by you saying that, you just proved my point. Yes, I absolutely do. 100%.
I don't. So you think over. So what you're saying right now is what you're saying right now is that the Niners could still get to the Super Bowl with Brock Purdy.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
That's an egregious take, but if that's your opinion, then I can't convince you otherwise. But
do I think it knocks them down a peg? I have a Super Bowl ticket on them. I have a Super Bowl ticket on them.
Yeah, look how much worse your odds got since Jimmy G went out.
Believe me, I get it. But I still think the Niners can go out there and win a Super Bowl without Jimmy G, with Brock Purdy playing quarterback, because that system just lends itself to not needing a quarterback to do much. Take care of the football, make a few good decisions. Your defense is going to ball, and you got superstars around you. So I think that adds to my point. Do I think Jimmy G is better than Brock Purdy? Definitely, 100%. I'm not arguing that. But I just think that team and that system can overcome a quarterback downgrade, in my opinion.
Yeah, that system is so quarterback proof. For me, like, it's hard to answer the question because, like, I think context is so important. And when people go into arbitrary stats, it's like, honestly, when you're arguing with those people, they usually don't know what they're talking about because they're talking about one specific statistic. Like he had the most sacks this year, therefore he's the best pass rusher. It's like, that's not really how it works. I think context is so important. So for me, I'm going to say no pretty easily. I get what you're saying, though. Like, quarterbacks can go out and win you a game. You can also go out and lose you a game. But the other thing is, the defense can go out and win you a game. So to me, it can't be a quarterback stat, because for it to be a quarterback stat, it has to be solely the quarterback and not just on football. It's a team sport. So for me, it's a firm no.
Wow. So would you rather have your quarterback have more wins under his belt or stats under his belt?
Wins. At the end of the day, all that counts is wins. Don't get me wrong. I want a winner. I want a guy who's going to be out there and just has, the guys.
Okay, you want a winner, which means he has to have what? Wins. But
would you rather have a backup on a good team
under your quarterback?
Would you rather have a backup on a good team or like Devontae Adams if he was on a shitty team? Like, context is so important. Like, a backup receiver has a bunch of wins. Who cares? Like, a starting receiver has a bunch of wins.
Is it a quarterback stat? Quarterback's the most important position on the field. It's the number one position. There's only one quarterback on the field at all times. And if you don't think there's a correlation between having your stud quarterback on the field and how many wins that you can accumulate versus your backup, I think you're wrong.
Well, I mean, I'm not saying there's not a correlation. There's 100% a correlation. I just can't sit here and say every single win is so dependent on the quarterback, because the quarterback's playing less than
No. There's games where he's not going to show up, but he was still on the field, and I'm sure he made plays to help win that game, even if it wasn't his best.
But so did like the inside linebacker. Like, how do you rank? Like, I get it's the most valuable position, it's the most important position, but what about an inside linebacker? What if you have an elite one? He's going crazy, wins you games. Like, is it wins an inside linebacker stat?
Well, do people put Zach Thomas 27-5 as a career starter? No.
Yeah, but that's
it's
just
like
because
a pitcher. It's like a pitcher in baseball.
I think what it does, Smoke, is I think it helps paint the picture. Because you could have a guy up there and you could throw his stats up there and be like, holy shit, look at this guy's numbers. And then you put next to it, well, he's 2-25. It's like, well, what's going on here? Or you could put a quarterback's numbers up who suck, isn't doing anything, and this kid's got a nasty record with his team. You got to take a step back and put everything together and let it paint the picture.
It's all relative.
By itself, it's not. No.
Yeah.
By itself, I say you can't just say wins, losses is a quarterback stat. It's a team stat. But the most important player on your team is your quarterback. Yeah. So it's all correlated. It's all mixed together. It's all how you want to phrase it, in my opinion.
No, Bobby's right, though. You can use it to, like, differentiate quarterbacks. But if you're just going to arbitrarily say that it is wins are a quarterback stat, that's where, like, you draw the line. Because then you're taking so much context out of it. But, like, I will say, though, wins are a part of how you should value quarterbacks and what they do because there's intangibles there. I'm not saying that you shouldn't do that. So it's all relative. Take everything that I said before.
Okay. So
it's
how about
relative.
This? If they are not a quarterback stat, you are therefore saying that Justin Herbert is a better quarterback than Tua.
That's a sick way of twisting our words, and that's not what
we said. Because I think Tua's a winner, which is why I would put him over Herbert. Herbert's cute, got great arm strength, this and that.
I knew this is where it was going.
But he doesn't win games, though. He doesn't win games. He's got Eckler, Mike Will, Keenan Allen. He doesn't win games. Tua wins games. I'd rather have my quarterback winning games than
but that's different than saying wins are a quarterback stat.
What you guys are saying is that you wouldn't.
No. Saying you'd rather your quarterback win games is not the same thing as saying wins are a quarterback stat. You're putting a statistic on it. You're putting a number on it.
So then name a career stat that Tua is better than Herbert in, besides that stat. But if you don't give him that stat, then he doesn't have one.
Completion percentage?
Probably not even completion percentage.
He has completion percentage.
For sure.
By what?
By 0.5.
We take those.
Okay.
I don't know, man. I just
think it's hard because he has so many injuries, so you can't compare numbers. Like Tua's missed so many games, so you have to go percentages.
Sorry.
Based on games played, you can't really compare the numbers. You can compare the per numbers, like yards per attempt. Tua has more.
This year.
By the way, that's
career stat.
Okay, so but that he doesn't have as many games, so he didn't throw as many passes, so therefore his numbers probably gonna be higher.
But I'm saying per attempt.
This is why I don't believe in stats. I think stats are just simply manipulative.
I just think
you can pick and choose whatever stat.
You can't pick one number. Like you're forcing us to choose one number. Like it's about context. You use the stats to back up the eye test.
I just believe that your starting quarterback is the most important position on your team and has the strongest correlation between your win and loss. If you took
but that's not the same as saying that wins are a quarterback stat. Those are two different things that you just said.
So
there's a strong correlation and that wins are quarterback stat. Those are two different things.
They're a stat. They are a quarterback stat. That's why they keep it.
I mean, people definitely keep it. It 100% is a thing more than quarterbacks. The first half of your statement there, when you said quarterback is most correlated to wins, I agree with. But then when you say quarterbacks are like get all the credit for wins and losses, they do, obviously, because I pull up a stat from Pro Football Reference, and one of the categories is quarterback record. So they definitely keep the stat. But I don't think that's the end-all, be-all is pretty much my thing.
Context is so important.
Looking at that and saying, well, look at this. Tua has more wins than Herbert. Tua is definitely better than Herbert. You can't just draw an 100% conclusion based on that one number, in my opinion.
So I gotta watch
we got a super chat. Shout out Mr. Bonafide 861. Thank you for the $5 donation, brother. 49ers have been running the offense for years with Jimmy G, so Purdy was prepped. Not so much for the Finns who are learning it. Zookeeper going rampage LA. I agree. I think we're going to absolutely blow the brakes off LA. I was nervous about last week. I am not in the slightest worried about this week because I believe the Miami Dolphins have the best quarterback on the field that Sunday night. So that brings me to my next question. When it's all said and done, who do you guys have being the better quarterback, Tua or Justin Herbert?
Man, I mean, I can't be not biased with this answer. It's impossible to do, but I would say Tua, just based on some of the traits that Tua possesses. Accuracy. Accuracy. Okay. Accuracy is the number one trait for a quarterback. It's tough talking about it now, coming off his maybe least accurate game ever, but accuracy is 100% Tua, one of his best traits, and it's hard to teach accuracy. The only guy in NFL history I've ever seen get more accurate as they play is Josh Allen. Outside of him, if you came into the NFL inaccurate, likelihood you're going to stay inaccurate. Justin Herbert has the bigger arm. That might be the only advantage I give him over Tua. Guy can chuck it.
Yep.
So could Jamarcus Russell. Arm strength, not that important. As long as you can make NFL throws, that's all I need. Tua has the eyes to manipulate defenses. He has the decision-making. He has the quick release, and he has the accuracy. So for me, that makes a quarterback that could have more longevity. Give me Tua. And if you thought I was going to sit on this show and pick her bum, are you kidding me, bro? It's Tua all the way.
Y'all know where I'm going with this. I'm going to say Justin. Oh, fuck him, bro. Here's the thing, and I've said this so many times. Herbert has a huge arm. And by the way, once every 3 games, he's going to make that throw. Remember that highlight last year against whatever team it was, 70-yard throw. Cool. I'm pretty sure he still did not make the playoffs. This is my point here. Tua does, like Bobby said, Tua does everything better except for having a bigger arm. And if that's the case, Tua's the better quarterback. Whether it's completing passes, which is being accurate, whether it's manipulating guys with his eyes, whether it's his pocket presence, which is his most underrated trait. Because he doesn't run, he does have good pocket presence. Because people have been, they've been so biased to care about running quarterbacks when the job of a quarterback is to pass the ball. I'm not saying running is not valuable, but it's not as valuable as throwing the ball. So his pocket presence, just because he's not running around, doesn't mean it's bad. Because what he is, he's way more efficient than those quarterbacks. Instead of running around, he takes one step. But he still creates the separation he needs to throw the ball down the field. That's one of his most underrated things. His anticipation shits on Justin Herbert, all right? The reason Justin Herbert can make these throws, and I'm not saying it's bad, is because he has such a big arm, he can wait for a guy to get open and then just rocket it in there because he knows he has the arm strength. Tua, on the other hand, doesn't have as much arm strength. So what does he do? By the way, which is not arm talent. Arm strength is not arm talent. Another thing. But what Tua can do is he can anticipate the throw and get the ball into the spot. Listen. They both do it in different ways. You have to get the ball into a spot at a certain time. That is the job of a quarterback. Herbert might do it late, but he has the strong arm. But Tua does it early because he knows he can anticipate. The thing for me is that you can't rely on your big arm. So I don't care if it's a ball pass. I don't care if it's arc. Other than having more arm strength, I think Tua does everything better as a quarterback. And this might sound weird, but you can even say Justin Herbert's a better, what would you say, passer of the ball because he has the big arm, but who's a better quarterback at the position? It's Tua very easily. And I would even argue he's a better passer, but it's just because we've gone through this before. It's just because he doesn't make highlight plays. He doesn't make those things that are going to show up on SportsCenter. All these things he doesn't do. Like they're not going to be like, oh my God, look at his footwork in the pocket where he shifted a foot and he got all that space. No, they're going to show the guy running around because that's exciting. And I get it. That's what fans want to see. That's what the national media wants to see when you're watching highlight packages. But what can Tua do? He can make guys miss as a quarterback in the backfield. Again, it's just not because he runs. So I just think if you take away Herbert's arm, it's not even close. Like if you take away the arm strength, it's not even close. I'm not saying it's not valuable because, again, he can make things happen. But to me, give me Tua all day because he's efficient. And by the way, I do think his game is age-proof. I do think when he's 35, like quarterbacks, you see they have bad arms, right? Their arm dies out.
He's got to improve his durability to be age-proof.
This is true.
Talking about durability really quick, I know we didn't want to go back to it. Tua took a beating in that 49ers game, still came out. Like, by the way, they were
That's it. Ended there. Not talking about that game anymore.
Fuck that game.
We called it Wash It Wednesday. That game's dead to me. I don't care. We do have a $20 super chat, though. Shout out my dog, Ken Rosa. Are we using quarterback accuracy over quarterback wins as a legitimate quarterback stat? This is and QB wins is another reason why I'm taking Tua over Herbert all day. Great point. Thank you. As I said earlier in the show, and I probably should have saved it for this segment, we all say Tom Brady is the GOAT because he has 7 Super Bowl rings. He is a winner. He's the most winning quarterback of all time. He's got 7 Super Bowl rings, which means he wins a lot of games. And I can assure you that is his most appreciated stat, is that he has 7 Super Bowls. And that's because he wins a lot of games. He's also very clutch in the fourth quarter, something Justin Herbert is not. Now, although Tua played like absolute dog shit for 3 quarters, the fourth quarter against San Fran was his best fourth quarter, and Tua's been outstanding on third downs. He's been great in the fourth quarter. He took us back from 35-14 this year against the Baltimore Ravens. I'm sure Herbert has had his fair share of comebacks, but I'm going to take Tua over Herbert. One, because I love Mike McDaniel. And I believe to be successful in this league, you have to have a head coach and a quarterback who are in sync. and play well off each other. Brady and Bill,
Tua and Flores,
and Marino, even though they never won a freaking ring, but it goes on and on and on. Like freaking Aikman and what's his name? Who was the coach for the Cowboys when I think it was Jimmy Johnson. Jimmy Johnson. Point is, you need a head coach, you need a quarterback. That's what the Dolphins have.
Peyton and Dungy.
They don't have that over there in LA. That coach Staley's I don't want to say that.
Oh.
Staley's an idiot. Staley's an idiot.
Good catch.
He's an idiot.
Great.
That's what he is. Herbert doesn't have that coach. Tua has that coach.
You're gonna say he's a real idiot. That's what you're gonna say.
Yes.
Real idiot.
You should want to emphasize it. I get it. You didn't want to emphasize. That's great.
If I wanted to go to a park and just watch someone just sling the ball 80 yards across the field, of course I would take Herbert. Like Herbert is a lot more fun to watch than Tua. He's a highlight reel. He just doesn't win games, and he chokes in the fourth quarter. Anytime I watch a Chargers game, I'm like, they are going to lose this game.
I have to disagree. Wait. I have to disagree with that point because he checks down to Austin Eckler every play. I don't want to watch that.
Okay, that throw to Keenan Allen on fourth down was fucking disgusting.
No, but here's my thing. Other than that one throw a game, you're bored.
Stupid.
Yes. But other than those two throws a game, the rest of the game, you're bored. Check down to Eckler. I can say it all day.
Jay, do you know where Justin Big Arm Herbert ranks in air yardage among quarterbacks in the NFL this year?
It's like bottom 5 because Eckler's going to break a record for catching balls.
No. It's not bottom 5, Jay. Let's be exact. Let's put an exact number on it. Justin Herbert, big arm Justin Herbert, who can throw it all the way across the field wherever he wants. He can chuck it all over the field. He's such a big arm. He's so good. So why is he 32nd in the league in air yards per play?
Because he checks out Eckler every play. People say check out Tua. What is Herbert? Ooh. Oh, my God.
Ooh, 32nd. But I thought he had such a big arm. If he's got such a big arm.
He's going to break records for receiving from a running back. He also leads the league in yards after catch. Because it's just a check down every play. Yeah, I disagree. I don't want to. I will watch that big throw, and guess what? I can see that on SportsCenter. That one big throw he makes a game. I'll see it on SportsCenter. But guess what? I don't want to watch him check down every fucking play.
I agree.
Also, he doesn't run. He could run. He doesn't do that either. Everyone talks about how athletic he is. Does he run? He runs like that one time a game in the fourth quarter. Again, I will see those plays on my Twitter. I'm good for the whole game. I don't need to watch that shit.
No, I feel you. And just kind of circling back to Smoke's point, because I know where he was going with the our wins a quarterback stat. And while I might think no, I do think wins 100% build to a quarterback story. Having that clutch gene, having that ability to go lead a fourth quarter comeback, like that 100% adds and can give a quarterback an edge or an advantage when you're talking about comparison. So for that sake, 1,000%, you want that guy who you want with the ball in the fourth quarter. You saw Tom Brady against the Saints? Guy played the worst game of all time. He had the ball at the end of the game. Everyone and their mother said, oh, shit. Here comes Tommy Boy again. Here comes Big TB12. He's going to lead another game-winning drive. And you want that, Smoke. So I 100% agree with that point, and I get that 1,000% just to kind of wrap that up. And that's not what Herbert does. You want Herbert with the ball in the fourth quarter when you're playing him because he's going to go throw that pick. He's going to go throw that long big arm throw down the field to the wrong team. So I get where you were going, Smoke. I just had to circle back to that point for you.
Well, Mark said something earlier. Nikki, as the Chargers are playing for their season survival, it's going to be a tough game. The Dolphins are also playing for their season too, Mark. I don't think you understand that. I know you're a Bills fan. Actually, you should understand that considering the fact you are a Bills fan. Because if we lose this game, we have no shot at winning the AFC East. Then we have to fly over to your armpit of a home field and play that game. I don't know how confident I am going into that game. Do I think we can win the game? Sure. Do I think it's probable? Probably not. But if we don't win this game, we went from AFC East champs to praying to make the wild card. And I don't know about you, but the Jets they're not a free win. That's a good football team over there. And I know I said I can't wait to play them because they were disrespectful to us, but that doesn't change the fact that they are not a good football team because they are. They are a good football team. And that Patriots game in Foxborough is not a free win. All they needed to do is blizzard, snow, and we might be at a huge disadvantage. We don't really know. If the Dolphins don't win this game on Sunday, they are in serious trouble. This is a must-win game. for the Miami Dolphins, especially if you think this team could win the AFC East, which I think they can. If they win this game and they win in Buffalo, we might win the AFC East that night.
Yep.
We might win it that freaking night.
I believe
So
that game is for the division.
this isn't a must-win game, because if you lose back-to-back games, not only did we lose to San Fran, but if you lose to the Chargers the following week on primetime and the team plays as shitty as they did, who knows what's going to happen after that? Who knows what's going to spiral from back-to-back losses in California and then flying over to Buffalo? Everyone is praying for this Dolphins team to lose 3 straight. They have to win this game, and it's going to show us how tough this team is mentally and their ability to bounce back after getting beat down. Are they just going to roll over like a bunch of puppies and keep getting kicked in the stomach? Or are they going to get up and they're going to clap back? Because I tell you what, if they wake up on Sunday and they don't come ready to play and they lose that game, I will be hitting that panic button. But I believe this team is different, and they're going to show why they're different on Sunday night. But that doesn't change the fact that this isn't a must-win game, because it is. If the Dolphins don't win this game on Sunday, they are in serious trouble. Point blank, period.
Yeah, dude, momentum in the NFL is a real deal thing. You don't want to go out to California, drop 2 games, go to Buffalo, drop another game, and then have 2 divisional games to cap it off, and then think you're just going to waltz into the playoffs and take care of business. That's not really how it works. It is a momentum thing, and we've got to see this team get knocked down and get back up. Because did we lose a 3-game stretch in the middle? Yes, but it was without Tua. So it's a little bit different in my mind. Now Tua is lost. The team is lost. There's no bullshit excuses, no quarterback, none of this. No, the Dolphins as a team lost. I want to see how they respond. I want to see if adversity really does create opportunity for this Miami Dolphins team. It's a cute saying. It's a nice catchphrase. But if they're not going to go actually preach or practice what they're preaching, then what's the point? So you go get your ass up, Sunday Night Football versus the Chargers. You go win that game, and you're right back on the wagon, man. You're still in play for the division. You're still somewhat in play for the number 1 seed in the bye. And in a worst-case scenario, you're at play for the 5 seed in the top wild card, and you get the easiest possible game in the playoffs. So, yes, 100% must win. Have to go out and take care of business this Sunday night, especially in front of the freaking world, man. Because you saw how crazy Twitter got last weekend. Tua sucks, Tua this, Tua that. Well, now this game's standalone, brother. It's not just the Dolphins and Niners fans watching. It's the entire world's going to be watching, and we're going to be judged off of this one and critiqued, and that's going to be all we hear for the next week. Not that that really matters too awful much. Who cares what people say? But, hey, let's just go out and take care of business. Simple as that.
Oh, I need to win bad. I need to win so bad from this team. It's a must win for sure. And I need to, again, I've talked about it. I need to have that big performance on primetime. He's had big performances non primetime. And it's not that he's afraid of the lights. We saw what he did in the national championship. That's not what I'm trying to say. I just need it for narrative purposes, to be honest with you. But with that being said, I do think that this is a must-win game, because you drop this game, you're at a risk of losing 3 straight. And then at that point, you're going to be a wild card 100%. When winning the division is huge, you get home field advantage. You probably get the 2 seed if you win the division, I'll be honest with you. So winning this game and the next game is important, but you got to get through this team first. Now, everyone's going to talk about Tua versus Herbert. And I said this before last week. If you take that out, bro, we shit on them as a team. We are a better team. By the way, you know what that means? It's a must win, because guess what? Lions must win. You can't lose. You can't drop those games that you're supposed to win. This is a game we are supposed to win. All right? Yep. People are going to say Herbert, Tua, blah, blah, blah. Look at them as teams. We have way more talent, and we've got better coach by a million percent. Miles percent.
This is the second biggest mismatch outside of Cliff Kingsbury playing Bill Belichick on Monday Night Football this week.
Yeah.
I think this is the biggest coaching mismatch on the board this week.
Exactly. This is a must-win game for us, and I think this is a huge game, too, to build back the momentum that we once had. Then you can roll into Buffalo feeling good about yourself and going in with a chance to win the division, because best believe that game is 100% for the division. 100% for the division. Whoever wins that game wins the division.
Imagine the boys going in there Saturday night. We got to say that for next week, though. What we got to talk. Hold up.
Shit, bro.
Exactly.
We got 100 people watching live. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. That's the only way we're going to get this video, this channel, this podcast into front of more people in our community, which is going to build all of our community in the chat, just everywhere. It's going to help us get to 5K. That's the new goal. We are almost halfway there. So please subscribe if you haven't already. Please, please, please hit the like button. It's free. And if you guys want to donate to the channel, of course, you could super chat us anytime you'd like. Or if you want, if it's easier for you, you could super chat us questions on Cash App or Venmo, and we will read them at the end of the show. So now that I got that out of the way, we talked about if it is a must win. And I think we all said yes, it is a must win. So
gotta win it.
Eric Fisher. That was Jay's boy. Now, last time Jay wanted someone, we got him. That guy was Jeff Wilson. They have now went out and signed Eric Fisher. What do you see his role being on this football team?
Right now, it's going to – oh, sorry. And I was going to say right now, it's probably going to be a swing tackle. He's probably going to start because Austin Jackson is out. By the way –
You think he's going to start this Sunday?
I'm not sure, and that's what I was going to get to. When I say I wanted him, it's because that was the only thing that was available when I made my offensive line video. It was after free agency had basically already took place. It was basically when guys like when Riley Reiff was available, so it was not like the greatest field or greatest like pool of players. So don't get it twisted. I don't expect Eric Fisher, former number 1 pick, former Pro Bowler. Don't expect him to be that. That's why he's still available. So like just take it within context. I'm nowhere near as confident with this as I was with Jeff Wilson. That one I was just so confident in for so many different reasons we've already got into. This one I'm not as confident in just because you are taking a flyer on a guy who just had an ACL injury, who is old. So again, it's like you're taking a chance, but it kind of worked out for the Jets. Dwayne Brown has been playing solid football over there for them. We can hope that this is going to work out for us because I do think, while I say that, I do think he's probably a better option than what we have. I think he's better than Greg Little. I think he's better than Austin Jackson for that matter. I think after Teron Armstead and Brandon Shell, he's probably our third best tackle already. So while I say that, I don't think it's a huge leap, and I don't think it's like a huge margin to jump over to be better than Austin Jackson. So I do think he's going to be okay. I think he's going to be solid, and I think it just gives you a little bit of insurance as Austin Jackson hits the IR. I don't know what that means for Teron Armstead. McDaniel said we don't know yet. He doesn't have a crystal ball, but he's working hard, so we'll see. But the thing that we're going to get out of this guy is the fundamentals, man. He doesn't have the strength that he used to have. He doesn't have the anchor he used to have. You saw guys bowling over him last year, Jalen Phillips, for example. But the thing is, I do think that happens to Austin Jackson anyway. And if you can get a few more reps where you have a little bit cleaner protection with Eric
Austin
Fisher
Jackson
because of his fundamentals.
stinks.
Exactly, because of his fundamentals, I do think that you can get a little bit better play out of a guy who was just a Pro Bowler in 2020 for that matter. So if his ACL did heal and we did our due diligence, which I think we must have, he should be okay. And in the when everyone's healthy, I do think he should be a swing tackle because I think Brandon Shell should be a right tackle. Teron Armstead should be a left tackle. But if he's your swing tackle, I think you're in a good spot. So I think it's a great depth signing, and he might have to come in and play. But for that matter, I'd rather have him out there than Greg Little. So I like it.
There you have it. Great news today, guys. Great news today. Liam Eichenberg might be back.
Oh, yeah.
Woo! We back. We back.
We bike.
Liam's back. We back. We going to the ship.
We're
going
That's
to
all
the
we
ship.
needed. Nah,
That's all
for real
we
though.
needed was
He
Liam to come back.
More rehab. More. I don't think he's rehabbing enough. I don't think he's even close to rehabbing enough.
Then.
Yeah, bro. We don't want him rushed
it.
back out there to get hurt. Let's take it slow.
Yeah, bro, he's a high draft pick.
Let's really get that back to where it needs to be, you know? Next year.
I don't think he's ready. I think he's forcing it. And I don't, just for player safety purposes, I don't want him to rush himself back out there. I don't.
Purely that.
We're looking out for the guys.
That's the only reason why.
Looking out for the guys.
I wish I had my monitor working so I could show you Dolphin fans' reaction on Twitter to the news that he is coming off IR.
Oh, God. I could only imagine.
I'm sure it's very positive. Dolphin Twitter is a positive place to be.
Yeah.
Rainbows over there.
Yep. Liam, take your time. Joshua, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for holding on to the number 1 seed in the AFC East spot for a hot minute. Appreciate you. Can't wait for next week. Yeah, I can't wait for next week either, brother. I can't wait for next year. I can't wait for next week. Can't wait. Can't wait to win Sunday night, fly over to that armpit on Saturday night. And you know how you guys rip our heart out late in the year and kill our dreams? We're going to do it to you this year. I can't wait for Tua to walk his ass in to freezing cold Buffalo, and no one thinks he has a shot in the world at winning, and we just absolutely curb stomp you in your freaking teeth. Tyreek Hill's taking you over the top. Jalen Waddle's coming across the middle. I can't wait for it. So enjoy it. And hopefully you beat the Jets this week, because if you don't, and then you lose next week to us, you might not even make the playoffs.
That would be.
So how about we worry about this week, and then I hope you come back next week.
For sure.
Because I can't wait for next week. But we got to get through this week first. So I'm not even going to talk about those boys.
Not yet.
Talk about them.
Not yet.
But I do feel bad for Von Miller, though. Actually, though. Shout out Von Miller. Great player. Sucks. I'd rather you guys healthy, because I know you guys like to cry. Oh, we're the only team that gets hurt. Blah, blah, blah. We all get hurt. We all lose players. But I do genuinely feel bad. Love Von Miller. Great player. I guess we'll see him next year, right? All right. So let's stay on this week's game. We need to run the football. The Chargers are the worst run defense in the NFL. They give up 5.6 yards per carry. And I think over the last 10 games, they're giving up 166 rush yards per game. They are horrendous. But the last time we said that about a team, it was Houston. And I think we ran the ball for 38 yards.
We just threw it in.
I need to see more than 8 handoffs this week. I need to see it. Because if you watch the tape from the San Fran game, those linebackers didn't give a flying bleep about no play action. Because they knew we weren't handing the ball off. They drop. And that's probably why Tua was so off too, because those linebackers playing an extra 15 yards off the ball.
Man, sorry, I could have.
You got to be able, even if it's not working, you got to run the football to keep them disciplined. You got to keep them disciplined. And we average 4 yards a carry. It's not like we're handing the ball off and getting stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Look what happened with McCaffrey. I mean, I could count on my hands how many times he made it past our linebackers in that game, but they kept running it. You got to stick to the run game this week. You got to keep Herbert on the sidelines, because although he likes to lose games in fourth quarters, he also likes to take it over the top. And our corners, that's where we get beat. Over the freaking top. Or also down like in the flats, because our linebackers can't fucking cover shit. But you got to control the time of possession. You can't go out there and have the ball for 19 minutes. I mean, it worked against Buffalo, but it didn't work last week against the Niners. Nope. You got to run the ball. You got to help your defense out. Everyone wants to blame the defense. I thought they played well enough for us to win that game. What more do you want from them? We put them on the field. They get 35 seconds. They run over. They go to the trainer. Hey, let me get a sip of water. Next thing you know, we're out there punting the ball. Help your defense out. You put them on the field so many times. We haven't controlled the time of possession since we played, Chicago? Did we even control it against Chicago? I can't tell you the last time we controlled the time of possession. It has to be a point of emphasis. You have to run the football, control the time of possession, and help your defense out. That's the most banged up part of this team is our defense. That's the most injured part of our team. And we do them no favors. That's it. That's my piece.
I mean, I think this is the perfect matchup for a bounce back. Tua played his worst game of the season last week. Everyone said it. Everyone admitted it. Now this week, to get him back on track, I don't think there's many teams that have a more favorable defensive matchup. I mean, Smoke already said it. These guys can't stop the run to save their life. Mike McDaniel admitted in his press conference, I didn't get the running backs the ball enough. That's on me. So what's going to happen this week? I think you see a healthy dose of run to start the game off. You ease Tua into it. You ease the team into it. And Smoke makes a great point. When do the Dolphins lead the time of possession? When do they double their team up? Because this year, twice, we've been doubled up by another team on time of possession. It's hard to win a game that way because you have to be damn near perfect on offense and you have to bend, don't break on defense and hold a lot of threes. So for once, let's go out there and let's dominate the time of possession. Let's run the ball. Let's pick up first downs. Let's slowly move it down the field. Do I love the home runs? Do I love the Trent Sherfield 75-yard touchdowns? Yeah, you bet your ass I love it, and I'll take them anytime we can get them. But a more sustainable game plan is going to be mixing the run. That'll open the play action, short passing, first down, stack them up. I think that that's a complete and utter recipe for success. It's going to keep Tua calm, composed in that pocket. He doesn't have to go out there and be a superstar and do all these things. He can just stay within the offense. And I think if that is the case, the Dolphins should have great success running the ball. It should open the play action pass up. Tua will be right back to his old self, and he'll go for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns like he always does. It's perfect. You get the boat, or you get the train, not the fucking boat, the train right back on the tracks this week. It's that simple for me. It really is.
Me too, man. I think it's a great chance for a bounce back game, and it all starts with the run. The run lets linebackers not get that depth that Tua had to throw over. I will say there's not a lot of linebackers. I don't think there's any linebacker like Fred Warner, to be fair.
Drake
So I don't
Greenlaw.
think Drake Greenlaw as well, but Drake Greenlaw is he's just a great tackler, man, that guy.
Could you imagine if we had him?
Oh,
Someone,
man.
a linebacker that could freaking tackle?
I tried to tell
my
y'all. I was
gosh.
talking about Fred Warner, Drake Greenlaw. I was telling y'all last week. That boy gonna be a problem.
No, because here we go. We're talking about it again. We got to stop.
All right, let's move on.
And I said, name one player. No one said Drake Greenlaw. Not one person said his name. But
Well,
go ahead,
I'm
Jay.
taking
Go
Fred
ahead, go
Warner
ahead.
over
No, we're
him.
talking about the
I-
Chargers
Fred-
now. We didn't talk
Fred
about
Warner
that
was a
game.
bigger-
Game dead. Game dead. Game's dead.
All right, but with that being said, I do think that they have no linebackers who are even close to what we just faced. Don't even want to say their name, but I do think this is a great chance for a bounce back game. And like Bobby said, like, just get the words right out of my mouth. You can get the run game going against a bad rushing defense, and that will open up the passing game hugely because they weren't biting on the play action as much as they should, as much as teams have, and that's why you need to run the ball to open up that play action game, that RPO game. So I think that's a huge reason for why this should be a bounce back game. And I do think Tua will have that bounce back game because I cannot see him having a similar game than he did to last. So to me, this is a huge, it's a really good game for him to get his confidence back because the chance is going to be there. The chances will be there. And to be honest, the chances were there last time. And I'm sure you guys know more than anyone that he's going to look at the tape and be like, I know I missed those, and he's going to get to work. So I have no issues or gripes about what happened. And I think this is a great chance for us as a team and as an offense as a whole to get going because our whole offense was not going last game. So to me, this is a great opportunity for us to get back on the right track.
And just real quick, one more thing. Last week, obviously, no Armstead. We still don't know his status this week. We're hoping for the best. I don't think he traveled out to California to miss 2 games, so I truly think he's going to play. But nonetheless, we tried out that B makeshift offensive line last week, and the 49ers posed some freaking threats. They got some dogs up front. Bosa had 1 trillion sacks. They were getting after it. I know these Chargers have some big names. The other Bosa brother, I don't think he's playing, but they do have Mack and whatnot. They're 27th in the league in sacks. So I know that doesn't equate pressure exactly. I should get the pressure stat. But you shouldn't suspect the offensive line to lose as much as they did last week. I think you'll see some cleaner pockets. I think you'll see more time for Tua, which is just another great benefit and another great reason why I think this matchup is going to be the get right, get it back on track type of game that we're all suspecting it does become.
Big gain from Tua inbound. Speaking of Tua, number 1 in Pro Bowl votes. Number 1 in Pro Bowl votes.
Getting some love.
We showing out, baby.
Oh, there's a little dirty secret to that, though. Little dirty secret to that, though. Just
So
know that there's some Dolphin fans out there that they good with that computer.
They're getting them votes in.
They good with that computer.
Yes,
Hey, you
sir.
don't think other teams are doing that for their players too, man? We just better with the computer. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Elvis
look,
Twitter
the
goes hard.
other
Elvis
guys
Twitter
up there
rides.
is Justin Jefferson, Patrick Mahomes, MVP. Everyone loves Patrick Mahomes.
Jefferson,
Tyreek
offensive player of the
Hill,
year, potentially.
Tua, and
Yeah.
Travis Kelce. So, do Chief fans probably have bots? Yeah, but Mahomes is getting those votes regardless. I'm just saying, Tua having the most votes for the Pro Bowl out of everyone. Dolphin fans, we bowed that.
Yeah.
Nothing like getting voted in and then not even having to play in the game. That's
Oh,
the end
yeah,
goal
great.
here. Put all the Dolphins in that bitch. They're not going. They're not showing
Yeah.
up. We got bigger business to handle in February, boy. Come on now.
Yeah,
We'll take that first place, though.
yeah,
It looks
we'll
nice.
take-
It looks
we'll take-
nice.
We'll take the award. But y'all can go play some dodgeball or whatever the fuck y'all gonna do. It's all good.
For sure.
Let's see.
Shout out to Jarvis though. He was nails in that fucking volleyball competition. Shout out to Jarvis. He won the
He
best
was
hands comp
gross
too.
with that. Yeah,
He
I
was
remember
gross.
that.
Love Jarvis, man.
That's what we used to have to look forward to. We'd watch Jarvis at the Pro Bowl, and it would be
Just
like,
one
let's
player.
go, dude. Jarvis. We got Jarvis.
I'd be excited about Jarvis, Cameron Wake, and Rashad Jones. That's it.
Those are my guys, dude. Those are my guys.
It would usually just be our kickers and our punters, and then
Yeah.
Xavier Howard would go. That's it.
It's tough.
That's who would usually represent the Dolphins at the Pro Bowl.
It's a new goddamn fucking culture
new
in there
squad,
now,
my boy.
baby. It's a new culture in there now, boy. It's not even close to your old Dolphins. This is a new regime. This is a new
Wait. What is it? Say it for me.
regime.
Era. It's a new era of Dolphins
I don't know
football.
what you're looking for. New era.
Well, I had a question from someone on Twitter, and they were asking, should we have someone shadow Eckler like Tyndall? And I was like, well, I don't want Tyndall doing that because the last time we had him shadow someone, it did not work out at all. Do you guys have any game plan for stopping Austin Eckler, or you kind of just we'll let him get his, but we just gotta
because if we're not putting a safety on him, like we don't have anyone to match up. I'll be honest, it's a shitty matchup for us because our linebackers have not been that good. So to me, it's gonna be about Jerome Baker having his best game of his life. Because other than that, you can maybe zone up a little bit in the middle of the field at least. But Eckler's gonna be a tough guy to stop. What you can also do, and we talked about this before in the Texans game. You can do it two different ways. You can say, Eckler, you go crazy, we'll shut down everyone else. But what we can also do is, if you shut down Eckler, I think you shut down this offense. We talked about the stats. He leads in receptions and yards for a running back and all that type of stuff. He's breaking records, leads the league in yak, all that type of stuff. Eckler's the engine of that offense. You stop Eckler, you're going to stop a lot of their offensive movement and their ability to move down the field. The thing for me is, I don't really know who we're going to have do that because Javon Holland's doing so much in the back that we can't really have him playing the running back because without our corners, without Brandon Jones, like Javon Holland is being required to do so much. Again, I say this every time. I don't think people realize like the pressure that's being put on Xavier Howard and Javon Holland as defenders on this team. So I do think that it's going to rely on Jerome Baker having the best game of his life.
I think
I
that's
gotta put this up. I gotta put this up. If this happens, bro, and we lose to their backup, you will see me flip shit.
Yeah.
If somehow
No, you just won't see
Herbert-
me. I'll be gone. It's over.
If we somehow lose to the Chargers backup quarterback, if Herbert doesn't play, you will see me flip
No, I
shit.
want to play Herbert though. I want to see like the
Of
best.
course
I want
to play Herbert.
I want Herbert.
That's the whole storyline.
I want him.
That's the whole storyline of this game. We have
Turn
the
him
better
into a
quarterback.
skinhead one
That's
more
what we're
time.
gonna- I hope Tua outguns him.
Me
He's
too.
gonna get another buzz cut.
I want to see Tua go for 404.
Oh,
That's what I want.
facts. No, me
100%.
too. Me too.
There's nothing
Like,
you
I
want
want to
more
dog
than that.
walk them.
Yeah,
Dude,
definitely.
I'll do some crazy shit to get that, bro. Imagine Tua.
It's
400.
gonna be so
400.
toxic on Twitter.
Ooh.
Oh, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be
On
great.
the old bird
So
app.
much beef.
So much beef, bro. It's gonna be a war zone on Twitter on Sunday night. You already know that. And then when the Dolphins win, it's gonna roll into Monday, Tuesday. I don't think I'll ever shut up about it because I'm sick and tired of hearing about Tua versus Herbert. I get it though. Like I get it. It's a storyline. One
No,
guy
I
went
get it,
5,
though.
one
Yeah.
guy went 6. They'll always be linked up to each other. They've played each other once already. Who won that one, guys?
got that
In case-
better
We
one.
beat them so
no.
bad. We made up with it like Sid.
Okay, so we did win the first one already. Now we got the second
Look
one.
at like 11 from Stranger Things out there, bro.
There's nothing I'd rather have than to just keep putting that over their head. Dolphins play the Chargers. Dolphins win that shit every single time. That'd be the best feeling in the world, dude. It really would be.
Oh, Fire Up Friday is gonna be a lit show because we get to
be
preview this
crazy.
game, and man,
Friday.
I'm gonna have the Tua jersey on for the live game.
It's gonna be a movie.
We should be wearing
I
the
can't wait for
throwbacks,
Sunday
though.
night. Actually, that's the worst part. Is
We
having
should
to
be
wait
wearing the
till
throwbacks.
Sunday night.
Sorry, but we gotta talk about that. We should be wearing them throwbacks for sure.
On
I'd
prime
rather wear
time,
them on Christmas. I think that's
Nah,
the plan.
I want them now, bro. I want them. We
Yeah,
wear
of
them both
course you want
times.
them now.
The problem is why do we have to pick and choose, dog?
I wear 'em
Prime
both.
time, put them in big games. Everyone knows them things look so crispy. That's a
Sexy,
top,
the best.
top
Sexy.
uniform in the league.
And the whites
maybe
are
not
better than
number
the
one.
aquas.
I'll
The
put it near
whites.
number one, but it's top 5. Anyone say
Dude, if they wore the white throwbacks and they're wearing their powder blues, like,
Oh
those are
my-
the two best uniforms in football.
Come. That's what
that's
that
the
is.
best. That's the best uniform matchup you could probably make right
Easy.
there.
Yo, I heard someone call Dolphin like our colors turquoise. I was like, I'm gonna slap the shit out of you, bro.
Take
I'd rather they say
Fucking
teal.
turquoise.
I'd rather they say teal than that. What the?
Turquoise? Yeah, dude. We wear turquoise.
Turquoise.
You sound
Nah,
like a
aqua,
fucking
baby.
turd.
That's
Don't
aqua,
ever say
baby.
turquoise. I
Never.
hate that. Anyway, 115 people watching live. Shout out to everyone. If you haven't already, please hit the like button. It is free. It's going to help this video get in front of more Dolphin fans. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. We're trying to hit 5K subs, and we can only do that with your guys' help. So, I don't even know. I don't even know. Do I want to drag Herbert? Do I want to talk about how Tua is a better quarterback?
Have we already pulled out the injury report? Have we done that?
Oh,
I sent
thank
the
you.
Chargers
That's
one,
what I
but-
wanted. That's what I wanted to end on. Is Teron Armstead going to play?
I'm a doctor, so I don't know. Ha ha ha.
I think
don't
he's going
know.
to play. I think
I
there's no
He's
reason
posting
why
that picture on Instagram. He's buzzing.
He's going to
back
play.
up.
Wait. Was he wearing the white throwback somehow? in
Yes,
that
sir.
picture?
He was. I'm pretty sure.
That's
Somehow.
what we've never wore the white throwbacks with Teron Armstead.
No, I don't think so. I think you're correct.
That's a Photoshop edit. That's what I'm telling you. That's what he leaked. He leaked. That was a double header.
He's got the pen out. Look at him, Bobby.
He
The
leaked
so?
conspiracy theory.
He
The
leaked that he's
conspiracy theory.
playing and that we're wearing the white throwbacks. I think his caption was "What you know about it."
Yeah, it was something like that. It definitely was. That would be legendary if he's
By the
sending subliminals.
He's sending sublibs.
He is.
I
He
can
might
confirm
be.
that.
But I'll tell you this much: I'll take him playing over the white uniforms.
All
Fuck them
day.
uniforms as long as you can get me my
All
starting
day.
left tackle. Because when that boy's on the field, holy crap! I mean, he's outside of Tua, he's our most important player, hands down. I don't even think it's a debate anymore, in my opinion.
Do you guys have any uniform sets that you're
Not
superstitious
superstitious.
about? Yes. Anytime that we wear aqua or white jerseys with aqua pants, I freak out.
White jerseys with
I
aqua
hate
pants.
it.
Nah, bro. I
White
love those.
jerseys,
I love
aqua
them.
pants.
Hate 'em.
Chalk it up as an
I
L.
love them.
Yeah,
and we
I
always
love
wear
them
'em in
until I
Buffalo.
see the
We
Tennessee
wore them in the
game and the
Ravens game.
Buffalo
We wore them in
game.
the Ravens game.
I hate them.
I
I hate them. Do not
I
wear
love our
them in
unis.
December. Don't wear them in December.
I don't like them.
I can't.
I like the
stand
all
it.
whites. Now the all whites are
I don't like us wearing aqua.
I will
don't
say
us
I
wearing
like the
freaking
whites
aqua.
with the white pants and the aqua socks. Those go hard too.
That's tough. That's tough.
It goes throwbacks, either one you want.
Whites first though. Whites gotta be first.
all day.
Like
Whites all day.
too crisp.
And then that's it. Those are the only three I feel comfortable with. I see anything else after, I get nervous.
For sure. 100%. I just feel like I don't know why it's the games I go to. When I see them come out with the white, with the blue, with the aqua, I'm just like, I don't know, man. I get a bad feeling in my stomach. Maybe it's because we used to always wear them in Buffalo, I felt like, and I would always go to that game and watch us get pounded. But that's not the case no more. New coach, new culture, new era. Jay said it. We're good to go. Fuck the uniform colors. We're winning with anything. Put us out
Yes,
there in
sir.
all blacks. Don't matter.
All right. Well, there you have it. Shout out to everyone
no
that
injury
watched
report?
today.
Are we hearing that up?
The only thing I give a fuck about is Teron Armstead playing. He was
You don't have
fine.
him on
Waddle's
full yet,
fine.
Jay.
Derwin James didn't practice. Other than that, the Chargers had Mike
Yeah,
Williams.
we'll save it for
winning.
Friday when we have more information.
Friday.
That's actually
Yeah.
Friday.
Just take it easy. Shout out to
Please.
everyone that watched today. We love you guys so much. Again, if
Big
you
ups.
haven't already, please like and subscribe. Drop a W in the comments if you think the Dolphins are going to win this Sunday night against the Chargers. Again, we love you guys so much. We know how much it means to have an hour of your time every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We will never, ever take that for granted. So thank you guys so much. Come back here Friday,
Sir.
same time.
Fired
5 to
up
6
Friday.
p.m. Fired
Fired
up
up.
Friday. You don't want to miss it.
Woo!
And as always,
Woo!
fins up.
Fins up. Fins
Fins
for the
up,
win,
yes, sir.
baby. Come on.
We bake.
Look at the Dubs.